Hi guys, welcome back to Real Talk with Soph. This is your host, Sophie. Today I have on a guest that I'm amazed is on. Everybody, this is Dawn Photo. If you don't know who she is, if you don't, then I'd be honestly shocked because you're such an icon. You're such like a staple as a photographer. I know that I've followed you for years. I love your work. I love everything that you do. But I thought that we could start with a little bit of an introduction just about you, where you're based, for anybody who's listening who doesn't know. And if you don't, I'm shocked. So yeah, let's just start with a little bit of an introduction and then we can dive right in. So
sounds good. Well, thank you for having me. I'm so excited. This is gonna be literally so much fun. For everyone listening, I'm Dawn Jarvis with Dawn Photo, and I've been a photographer based in Oregon for oh my God, ever. Been full-time for 12 years now, which is literally crazy to me.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have 2 little boys. I have an amazing husband. He's also a stay-at-home dad, which is
That's
how
awesome.
I'm able to do any of this. And yeah, I just been doing this literally for what feels like forever. I don't know, just kind of just
And
the norm now.
you're truly so inspirational. I love everything that you do, from just the photos that you do and all of the education that you dive into, and all of your just your guides, and the level of education that you're constantly sharing and posting, because I think that it's really important for photographers to have people to learn from and to grow from. And I just think that it's so great that you have such an awesome mix of, obviously, your amazing photos and then, your whole education side, because it's just so important. But today I thought that our topic could be building a photography business that is sustainable while also continuing to stay inspired and excited about all the work that we get to do every day.
Love that. No, I'm 100% on board to chat all the things with that. It's crazy because I feel like having sustainable business is really a lot, and I feel like nowadays, with just the market and the economy, everything's so stressful for photographers, or just any quote unquote hobbyist job or artistic creative job. Things are just so different from them when I got started, and that just makes me feel so old. But it's a wild ride. Honestly, the way this industry has changed, the way the market has changed, the way creativity has changed. It's just been so, when I started, Instagram wasn't a thing yet. It was Facebook.
Which is insane to think about, actually, that, considering, yeah.
I was in college and I got it, and then everyone just used the stupid filters on there, and then it just eventually just turned into a photography, people Tumblr type stuff were sharing their work on there instead, and then shifting to almost a business account, and then fully becoming a business account. It's just crazy, just the evolution of that. I don't know, it's just wild for me to look back on.
I would agree that I even think so. I've been doing photography for 5 years now, and even when I started, I feel like the way Instagram has even just changed so much in 5 years. So I can't even imagine all that you have just experience, starting from little baby nothing to Instagram to now, obviously, it's a it's a whole monster in itself. And then now there's TikTok, and
there's so much now. It's actually crazy. I can't, it's so hard to believe that we have to keep up with all of this and be creative and run our finances and do our taxes and email with clients and
just everything, literally every single thing. It can be so much. It really can. It's just crazy. So when you started, what would you say was something that you wished that you saw that maybe let me rephrase. If you looked back now and you had a person being a mentor telling you here are some tips and tricks to kind of keep a sustainable business while also continuing, to have that constant creativity. Because I know a lot of the times as photographers, because we're handling so much and we're juggling just everything all of the time, it can be a lot to kind of stay creatively fulfilled. What would you say is possibly some advice that you might give your younger self, or give, the younger generation of photographers coming in, to say, this is how you can, be have the best business that you can have without, you know, having that like burnout rut that we truly all get just from the day-to-day everything that we have to like handle.
Can you hear my husband drilling into the garage right now?
Yeah, I can.
I'm actually gonna kill him. Okay. I feel like honestly, for me, if I had had that mentor growing up, in which this is so bad. I did have a mentor when I started photography. Like I was in high school and I shadowed a photographer. Like he had these like giant like studio lights, and he would have me carry them with like this like portable battery into like the field and take senior photos for people. And it was really cool to see this. And then as I like kind of like left mentoring, like being mentored by him or like shadowing him in a sense, and I became on my own and like got my own camera and took my own senior photos for friends and like throughout high school and stuff. And I noticed like this weird shift. Like he literally blocked me on social media. Like I was 18. It was crazy. It was like a 40-year-old dude that was helping me and like freaked out that like I started he knew I wanted to do that. And so it was so weird. Like I like
obviously you would have wanted to become a photographer, start your own business by learning all the things.
I still will never understand why he did that. It was the weirdest thing ever, because I went to go look at his account one day, like to like send him a DM, and I couldn't find it, and I had to go to like personal account, and I was like, I am 18 years old, and you like, I was like on Facebook, like or whatever.
You blocked me. That's like, insane.
What? And so
that's
then I
actually crazy.
For like a 40-year-old dude who was like my teacher, like so weird. I'm like, wait, I'm literally charging $25 a shoot. Why are you even blocking me? Like I'm not your competition.
I'm not.
Dude.
No, I was gonna say you're not his competition, and you're not even like why would he be intimidated by like an 18-year-old girl? That's I'm sorry, that's crazy.
I will forever not know the reason to this, and I hope someday he just like tells me. But it's been like 20 years, so I don't even know. But
insane. That's insane. That's literally so insane.
Weird. Yeah, but with that, like I really realized that I needed like to have a community of people. First off, I was like, because when workshops started becoming a thing, like when I got to college, and that I was like, okay, so I attended my first workshop after college sometime, and I was like, whoa, like everyone here is so nice and they're supporting each other, and they're
not blocking me on Facebook.
No, I'm still friends with the people I attended my first workshop with forever ago. I'm still friends with them, and I'm just like, wow, like first off, to have a community of people that you can like call up when you get your dream inquiry, or call up when your clients are just like really not vibing and pissing you off, and you just don't know how to communicate with them.
You just need to rant to somebody. You just gotta have somebody to talk to.
Like you just, because our world is so unique, and I feel like you just need someone. Like my husband listens to me like bitch and be excited about all the the good and bad in this job, but he doesn't understand it. No. Like, well, why are you doing that? I'm like, don't ask me why I'm doing that. I just have to deal with it. Like, just listen, whereas like our photography girl, like for community is like, they get it, And so I just feel like first off, I just wish that I had a really strong community right when I got started. Cause it definitely felt this job is already lonely. Like we work in our office, and then we go meet strangers and we photograph them, and then we go back into our car and go home, and then we're working alone again. So like, it's not like we get to an office, like unless you're lucky to have like local photography events that you always work with every day. Like, we don't always work with clients that we know. Most of the time they're new to us and strangers to us in a sense. So it's like building your own photography community or creative community is huge, first off. And then just, I would also say too, like to build off of that, just like, I don't know, like really just to build a workflow within your business. So like knowing when you get home, like you are downloading your cards, you're backing up, like you have a setup for that. You have a setup for how you email, you have a setup for your contracts. So like if you can set that up pretty early on, like I always hear new photographers being like, well, I just use Gmail. I'm not going to get Honeybook or Dipsado until I'm busy. And I'm like, do it now. Because when you're busy,
you need to do it now. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
you need to start this now. Yeah.
Literally, or they're like, I don't want to get Lightroom, or I don't want to do this until I'm busy. And it's like, or they don't even want to do like education until they're busy. And I'm like, but once you're busy,
you're not going to have time then.
Yeah, and if you learn it now, you'll be kick-ass like way faster, and you'll be busier sooner. Like, it's just a mindset thing. And so I'm like, I understand like the cost, because like Honeybook or whatever is expensive, pick time's expensive, education's expensive. So I get that these are all expenses, but if you can find a balance to like create a workflow for yourself, to create to learn, educate yourself, whether it's through YouTube or through friends or through actual like paid education, like however it may be, just start that sooner and then try to like, just build
Yeah,
like a good
absolutely.
system for yourself, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think that education is so important. So I started when I was 15, and I just remember that was when I like seriously started.
Yeah.
I had been taking photos like since I was like a
Love
child,
that.
you know. And I know for me personally, the only thing that I ever wanted to do, even now established, like I am just constantly wanting to learn new things, learn new workflows. Like I
Yeah.
think even some things that I've been doing this year with how I've been kind of keeping track of like my raw images and all of my things are so different than what I was doing like last year at this time. And so I think it's really important for particularly new people to, be willing to learn because I definitely think that there's kind of like a pushback in that department a little bit where it's like, you know, you need to learn, do education, do courses, go to retreats, do content days, all the things. And then they're like, no, like, I don't have to do that. And then they possibly wonder, like, why they're, like, not as, like, you know, far along as they wanted to be or why their workflow is taking so long. And it's like, well, Honeybook is awesome. It keeps everything in track for me. It keeps all my
Yeah.
invoice. It keeps all my contracts. I'm not having to, like, fight, like, all the different things all the time. And then
Yeah.
even I think that it's so important, like, for your clients, in the gallery delivery process, you want it to look professional. You want it to
Yeah.
make sense. You want it to be easy for them because you never want your clients to feel like what they have to fight for their like photos. And so I
100%.
definitely think I 100% agree with you on investing in education, but
Yeah.
I also really love just the photography community in general. I mean,
Yeah.
without the photography community, heck, like I just shot you a random DM and I was like, "Would you want to be on my podcast?" And you were like, "Absolutely." And
Why
so it's
not?
like, why not? And I think that building client relationships goes hand in hand with building photography
Yeah.
relationships because to me they're very similar. You want to have these connections with people so you can go to them and you can say, I have this client who's being really, really, really difficult and I'm really just being really difficult and I really don't know what to do. And so I just know that like all my photography girls, like we sit and like every time like I'm like, do you like this? Does this look good? Can you help me? Like what's, what should I do for this person? Or even just like, hey, I can't take this project on right now. Like, do you want me to refer them to you? And so I would agree with you on that front of building that relationship and having that community. I mean, I even know just seeing through like the photography groups online, people constantly like, I think I see them like 3 times a day, people asking like, what preset pack of yours should they buy? Have they bought your templates? Like all the things. And even that I just find so like, that you are such a staple. Like, all your guides and your templates. Like I have your SD card holder, and I
I
love
love
her. She's so
the
cute. I don't know where she
binder
is.
or the little
Yeah,
one?
the
The
leather the
binder?
leather
I love
binder. And it's like I just
it.
think that's so awesome. But so for you, what would you say that is something that you do to help yourself stay kind of fulfilled within your business? Whether that's like creatively or something that you do kind of behind the scenes to help you kind of maybe manage your workflow or, just kind of keeping yourself like up on the up and up instead of being like, I'm so burnt out. I'm so tired. Like I want to go do something else, please.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I have 1,000 answers for this. I think there's so much. So like becoming a mom has like obviously changed so much for me because
Yeah,
I I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old and they're busy boys and
totally.
it's just a lot with that. And so I think before kids, like I could have like a 12-hour workday, like nothing going on, just like me, my laptop, the couch or my desk, whatever.
Yeah.
And I would the next day be like, I got nothing done. I'm like, how did that happened because now as a mom, like, and I still have my days where I'm like, I can't get anything done. Like, I get the worst, like, ADHD paralysis for like, if I have a phone call at like 3 p.m. today and I have to wait all day, nothing gets done. Nothing.
Amen.
Like,
Literally
I will
me.
stare at my computer and like do the most minuscule mini tasks, like, and nothing.
Yeah.
And I will be like all day, like, but I have something going on. So like, I've had to really work through ADHD paralysis. And for anyone else who's listening who's like,
I'm struggling. I struggle every day. That's going to be post-podcast day for me.
It's so bad. It's so bad. So like, I typically like, so like for phone call days, I try to do all my phone calls in one day, because if I have one phone call at the end of the day, it'll ruin my entire day. So like, at that point, I might as well just make it like a family day until I have my call, because I know for a fact that nothing will get done. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's just like, I just am very aware of like how my brain works in that way. And I'm learning how my brain works in that way. I feel like because I am the breadwinner, because my husband is stay-at-home dad, I feel a lot of pressure to bring in the money and to work really hard and, you know, give my family everything and more that I want for them, which is their, you know, the requests are daily that they want to go to Disney and Disney World and Disney Epic or whatever those things are called. So like, they don't just want to like go to the park, they want to go to Disney, and I need to make money.
Disney happen. You need to have Disney money.
My kids know, every time I have to go to work and they don't want me to, they're like, oh, but you're making Disney money. Like, we call my job Disney money, because they don't like, they can't understand that I'm just like working to pay the bills and
like every other thing that you have to pay for ever, like the clothes on their back, their shoes, their food, like none of that matters.
No, it's just Disney money, and we tell them that all the time because it's the only way for them to not get like frustrated or sad when I have to leave for a photo shoot, or like I can't tuck them in at night, or you know, things like that. So that's like, because like obviously in my office, like I will pop out all the time and hang out with them, which is really, really hard also for my ADHD to like have that. But
have that like break where you like, oh, I gotta go outside, and then nothing gets done after that because you're out.
Yeah, it's so bad. But so there's like a lot of things that I'm like still trying to figure out to create like a work-life balance, and to feel like really strong about my work, and to feel like I'm actually like achieving success when I'm in my office or when I'm working and all or shooting or anything. Yeah. But I am very much like an entrepreneur brain first over creative brain. Like I love, I like, this sounds so bad, but I love making money. I freaking love it. I love making Disney money. Amen. I feel great when I book a really high paid client, because I not only just feel stoked that I just got a high paycheck, but I feel stoked that a client is willing and able to trust me with that much money to like hire me.
Absolutely.
And feels so good, like to my core, that like I have a client who wants to trust and invest and work with. It's just like my favorite feeling ever.
It's so rewarding. It's really rewarding.
So rewarding. And then you're with them and like, you're just like even that much more excited, because they just like are so stoked to work with you. And it's like, oh, I can do anything with you guys. Like, it's going to be so great.
This is awesome. This is like the most amazing. It's truly like the only thing that you could actually ever ask for. Like, literally, to me, within this business, is a couple coming to you and saying, I want your highest package, and I love you, and I'm, you know, down for anything. And there's no fighting kind of back and forth on pricing or timing or the things. No, it's like, this is amazing, like, and this is why I do it.
It's like the craziest feeling. Like, I love it. And so those are just like big moments for me, just being like, wow, okay, I'm doing the thing. Clients are finding me, like, I feel really good about that. And that's like a really good like boost to like my creative ego in a sense, I guess. But like,
totally.
And then I, you know, just like same thing with like what you just said about like my binder, like how that's like brought you like that you love the binder, that you love like how, you know, it helps you with your memory cards, all that. Like the DMs that I get about people finding that and like buying it, and that bringing them peace and like mind, like peace of mind to like with their backups and their business, like it just like literally makes me so happy that something I drew up on a piece of paper and worked on for months and months and months like is helping people. And
totally,
I don't know, like just like any like my Canva guides, my email guide, like Basecamp, like all these things that by presets that have helped people find like their editing style, like knowing that something that like I dreamed up in my head and spent the bajillion hours to like put out there, and it actually like finds people and helps them, like is the coolest feeling. Like same thing with like attending or speaking at a workshop or running a workshop.
Oh yeah.
And seeing someone like, I remember when I taught double exposures for the first time at one of my workshops, like in camera doubles, and all of the attendees were like screaming. They were like as if they just like peaked like ever, like that is their top photo, best photo they've ever taken. And just like to see the excitement on their faces, just like I don't know.
It's so rewarding. It really is.
It's so rewarding. So like, and not in like a way that like I taught them that, but like knowing that they now like feel so much more confident about their work, that they can achieve this again on their own, like just like almost helping create this like bridge for them to get to where they want to be it's just so special and so cool to see people light up when they're like proud of themselves and knowing that they can keep going. I don't know. It's just a really cool feeling. So like with my clients, I feel great about that. And then with my, my education students, I feel great about that. And then when my kids get to go to Disney, I feel wonderful because I have been able to provide them to go to their dream location.
You've gotten them Disney money. They're able to go, and we all know how much Disney costs. And I do think that it's so amazing that, as photographers, for us, like, sustainability is so, not that it's hard to achieve, because obviously it's achievable, but totally. There's such like an ebb and a flow of our business where there's like lulls and then there's like really busy seasons, and it's hard to kind of balance like some of those times when we might not have as much income coming in because it's the winter months. At least here in North Carolina, our winter from about end of November to about late March is not, there's nothing here that's like,
like here, but it's rain. It's just crap. It's just so much rain.
It's just dead. And so I definitely think that it's really cool how you've kind of taken your love for education and your love for helping other people kind of grow within their own businesses, how that's also kind of helped you be sustainable as well, so you can still provide for your family. You can still take your kids to Disney. You can still so literally put the clothes on their back. I mean,
like, it's so funny. Like, it's just like, it's crazy. No, but for real though, education has been such a like blessing for my family for sure, just because of the, in a sense, like, well, with my subscription education, it's like consistent income. Presets, they just sell, like, people just always looking for presets, and like you said, you're always seeing people tag that kind of stuff on like other photography groups. Like, I'm not even having to like market it myself anymore, which is not at all, really cool and really special, and I love that. And just like the little things like that. And obviously I'm still always creating more stuff. Like I'm working with a designer who, we have all of our Canva guides that we sold the last round, where we have a whole new drop coming out. We were texting this morning about them, and they look so good. I'm like literally dying.
I'm so excited to see them. I'm so excited to see them.
How we topped ourselves so hard. I'm like, I can't believe this is even real. Like I've already been using them, and I'm like, this isn't fair because no one can see them yet, and I'm like dying.
But you can't show them at all. No. I'm so excited.
We're like, okay, September. We'll get them out in September. We're so well. That's
fingers crossed. So much. That September is way too long.
It's like September 2 months away. Not even. Launch takes forever, girl. But no, like, it's just like it's really special to see that. But at the same time, like, you were kind of asking us in the beginning too, like what I wish someone had taught me when I got started. And like, yes, I wish I had built a better workflow. Yes, I wish I had a community that was supportive right when I got started, instead of my immediate like rejection from my community.
Your blog, your immediate blog.
Immediate block from an older dude that was so nice to me when I got started. But the advice that I'm always giving now though, like looking into the people I'm educating, like I get asked this on a lot of podcasts, I get asked this at a lot of like retreats that I speak at and stuff, and it's honestly like the lamest answer ever, but it's so real because our jobs are so bizarre. But if you are full-time self-employed, like you do not have another job, or even like a little part-time job on the side, like if this is your thing, or even I guess a part-time job, but if you're not making retirement money from another company like that you work for, you have to start building it. And like I wasn't pushed to start that until my later 20s, and I really wish I had, because I'd worked at like a bar, I'd worked at a coffee shop, like I'd worked at a camera shop part-time, like I never had a job that put into my retirement, like ever. Until my own self-employed job. And so like I had to find a financial advisor. I had to now, like, I have a separate savings account that's with my financial advisor. I have investments. I have a retirement fund. I have my husband's on my payroll because of the way taxes work, and that saves us more money. And so I pay his retirement, his payroll. My kids have college fund accounts now, like all these ways that actually save me money on taxes and support myself for my future self, in a sense. And so absolutely. I think a lot of photographers are like, I can't afford that, like I don't make enough money. You could, if you bought one less Starbucks coffee a month, which at this point now costs about $10 per drink, you could put just $10 a month into your retirement. as simple as that, just $10, you would not believe how much that adds up to in 5 to 10 years, if, you know, as we're doing this. And like, if you start to make more money, or like there's a month where you do make a lot, go ahead, put 200 in that month. Like, just email your financial advisor, be like, hey, can I deposit an additional 200 or whatever? Call them up. Like, it is so good to do that. And your taxes, you'll save a good chunk of money by doing that, because that all gets like written off, and it's so worth it. But yeah, that's something I just wish that people would talk to me about, like starting a business bank account, doing a checkings and a savings, saving for taxes, saving for, you know, investments and financial, like, retirement, all that. Like, as scary as that all sounds, it'll make you so much better off when you're doing all the scary financial things.
Oh,
like,
yeah, totally. I think that finances and the business side of photography is something that, at least in my opinion, I haven't really seen a lot. There's not a lot of discussion wrapped around it, and possibly it's because people are just they're just figuring it out, you know, or just everyone's just doing the best that they can. But no, you're not taught that at all. You're taught how to shoot, how to talk to clients, how to, you know, like grow on Instagram and all the things, but you're not taught all of the things. You know, you need to save for your taxes. You need to have, you know, certain things for your business. You need to have an accountant. You need to know the things that you're like investing in, because at the same time, yes, you're investing in your business, but you need to be investing in your future also, because, you know, is 20 years from now, me gonna be like, I hate 20-year-old her because she didn't care about me at all? Like,
literally. Because if you had just saved, like, let's say, like, $500 a year in retirement, which I know could seem like a lot of money, but there is always a way that you can save that, with like buying one less coffee a month, and then maybe not get the lens that you wanted that year, or like getting gas at the slightly cheaper spot down the road, or whatever.
Totally.
You know, like,
just those little things really add up. And I think that we live in a world where certain things that seem so simple are truly like luxuries. I mean, even as like we were talking before we started the podcast about books, because we both love reading, but books are expensive. Books cost a lot of money. And if I hadn't have bought all the books I have, would I have a lot more money?
Probably.
Yes, probably.
Hey, books bring us joy. We need them for our creativity. We need them for our personal time. Like, we love that.
Exactly. They help us stay inspired. So maybe
actually, yes.
it's like a mental business write-off, you know, like in my mind it's like, oh, I'm burnt out, I'm gonna read a book, you know.
I'm gonna read a book.
But I do think that there's so many things, like even kind of photography wise, like obviously your templates and things are like so amazing. They're great. They make life so much easier. But I definitely think that there's some people who would possibly start out and they think that they have to have everything. Yes. And it's like, we can have the things, obviously, because we need the things to do the business that we have. But at the same time, it's like, you know, maybe if you would have waited and you would have invested in something maybe a little bit different that you found later on, you could have had that extra money to put away for your taxes, for your, you know, 401k, or just like whatever the thing is that you're saving for. And so I do think that the business side of photography 100% could be talked about a little bit more, just because it's so confusing. And particularly for me, I have a really great family system, and my mom had her own business she still has it. She's a graphic designer, so she knows like the ins and outs of, she gets it. And so I have a really great, you know, almost mentor in that kind of way, where she's guiding me and helping me and teaching me, you know, the right way to do things, because obviously she has her own business. And so but not everybody has that. And so I definitely think that there should be a larger space for like education on the business side of things. And so kind of along with that, I know that for us photographers, sometimes it can be really maybe confusing or kind of unsure on almost like what to charge for your sessions, or what you feel as if you are worth. And obviously we want to get paid what we want to get paid to live a life that we can sustain ourselves, while having to have the money to, you know, put in our different accounts and, you know, buy the things that we need, groceries and rent and a car payment and just the basic things. So would you have any kind of advice for just any photographer in general, kind of about pricing and how, if you have anything that you've learned along the way about pricing yourself out, obviously you've been doing this for so long now and your prices are, you know, phenomenal, that you know, it's just amazing, and that you continue to get clients who are, you know, willing and happily wanting to pay those prices for photos, which is so just like, you know, because I think when
I still get ghosted, I still get people telling me all the time they can't afford my rates. I keep all of my stuff on my website just to avoid those emails, because I'm like,
totally,
I just leave it up there. I'm like, if you want to check out pricing, it's on my site. Like, don't even email me if it's not
don't even
aligned.
waste my time. We know it's on there.
I my whole contact form. It's like 8-9 questions. Like, it's a lot.
100%.
Like, don't waste your time doing that if you don't want to pay this. Like, I'm
and
not
then
going
to not ever respond just really gets me. It's like all the information was on there. We didn't have to go through these hoops. I didn't have to send it back.
But if people write on there like, oh, their budget's like a third of what I charge, I just ignore that and I still write to them as if they're going to pay my rates, because a lot of times they just don't know that that budget is not what's going to work for what they actually want, you know?
Yeah.
And so sometimes when I just respond being like, hey, this is how I work, this is how I feel about us working together, here's my pricing guide, here, whatever. And they're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, we'll take package 1. I'm like, what? Like, what? So I
whiplash.
I just ignore it. I used to get salty. I'm like, oh, that's your budget and you're writing me, like, this is a waste of time. But now I'm like, no, if you took the time to fill out my inquiry form, that means that you
want
saw
to work
something.
with me.
You saw my pricing. You just, maybe you think I'm going to give you a discount because of that, or maybe you just are not sure maybe that you thought that was your budget. I don't even know. I just ignore it. I just don't worry. If you fill out my inquiry form, you're getting a response from me as long as I saw the inquiry. But
exactly.
I think like the biggest thing with photography pricing, because like I will never tell somebody what to charge, because every state and every market and every country is so different. So I've never ever like taught somebody like a number, like this is what you should charge. But I do think
it's so different for everybody.
It's so different. And like, I don't know what level you're at or what gear you are, or how, whatever. If you aren't willing to pay your own prices to hire yourself, that is your key.
You're done right there. After that.
You're charging $5,000 and you wouldn't even pay yourself $5,000. Bring that number down, honey. Like, that's not gonna work. So like, just like, I would pay my rates to hire me. Like, I feel good about that. I feel confident about that. I would pay that rates, same rates to another photographer that I look up to, and if I would pay even more to somebody I look up to, like, you know. So that is my thing with my pricing for sure. And then the same thing just in general with our ebb and flow of booking season, and getting number of ghostings versus bookings and emails, kind of keeping an eye on that and how that is going. So if I'm noticing a longer range of people being like, we can't afford this email, or like the ghosting emails, I'm like, okay, maybe my pricing needs to come down a little bit, or maybe I need to change my marketing tactics. Or if I'm booking a shit ton more than I expected, I'm like, okay, well then the pricing needs to go up, because now my time is valuable. I only book so much a month because I have 2 little boys at home that want to see me and I want to see them. So like, you're not going to give up time with your little kiddos to, you know. I actually like don't even book that much in the summer, because I want summer with my kids. Like,
totally, while they're like at
crazy
home.
busy in the summer. So like, I feel like most photographers work like 3 shoots a week and 2 weddings every weekend, like they're crazy busy. And like, I did that in my 20s, don't get me wrong, but like, now that I have 2 little boys at home, like, I want to go paddleboarding and run around the sprinklers outside and go on bike rides and like have
those memories with them.
Yes, and not have my memories all be what paid for my kids to go do that with my husband, and I don't get to go. Like, that sucks. Like, I don't want that.
There's no relationship then. There's no memories. There's no anything, because you're just working to provide without getting to like bask in the things that you've provided.
Well, and then I will get to burn out if I do that again. And I did those years. I have had the years where I've like went a little crazy and booked too much, because it was in the panic of the winter months where I'm not making as much money, and then all these inquiries come in and I'm like, I gotta book it all. And I didn't really look at my calendar when I did that. And so now I'm just a little bit more particular with the clients when they're like, oh, we want you for this date. I'm like, oh, if I already have too many weddings that week or that month, I'll let them know, like, I'm so sorry, like, I'm not booking anymore this month, but if you like are open to changing your date, I'll do it the next month or like 2 weeks prior, so I can just because otherwise they're not going to get their edits very fast, they're not going to get their sneaks, my communication's going to be slower. I'm like, you're getting a lesser version of me, and if I'm shooting too much in a row, I'm not like my creative self. Like, I'm going to be burnt
100%,
out. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah, you're not giving them your all, which I think,
Yeah.
for us, we want to we want to give all of our clients the same exact experience, which is the best experience they could possibly have with us, and not the version of us that's so exhausted and so tired that we just don't have the mental capacity to continue to give them, particularly for weddings, because weddings are such an extensive process. It's such an important day. It's so much. And I know you only do intimate, like, elopements and weddings, right?
I do under 100 guests. I just haven't like changed my advertising for that because I just still get inquiries for like 40 to 80 person weddings, and I just still just post what I post. But I mostly advertise for under like 20 guests, like more smaller weddings. Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah. I won't do big weddings. They're just not my thing. They're too much.
What's big? Like over 100 or over 50?
Like, about for me, so like right now I'm only taking on elopements and like micro weddings that are between like 20 to 25 guests, because some people are like, they take elopement as like there's still like 15 people there, when like to me that's a micro wedding.
Yeah.
To me that's a micro wedding.
10.
Yeah, like I have a elopement in Charleston, South Carolina in September, and it's literally just me, the couple, and the officiant, and I'm like, this is a dream. This is a dream.
Most of my weddings, I would say, are like that. And
really?
I love it. It's so fun. Yeah.
I just think that for me personally, the bigger weddings and taking so many on, throughout the year, is just, I can't give it my all. They're not like something that I like mentally can handle. When I've had bigger weddings that I know are coming, they stress me out. I'm like, there's going to be so many people there. I don't do well like with like lots of people around. And so for me, I'm like, those intimate weddings are really kind of like where my happy place is. But, it is such a balance of having to, I think that clients, obviously they don't know because they don't have a business and they're not a photographer. If they do have a business, it's different than what we do. But it can be so hard to manage all of our clients, all of our email communication, all of just those back end things, while also being like 100% present online, constantly sharing our new work, constantly
so much work.
It's so much work, and it's so tiring. And I think it's really important to like find that balance. And along with posting, because you do post very consistently.
Yeah.
All of the time. You're very consistent with it. You always have something new you're sharing, whether that's a story or a post or a reel. Would you say you have any sort of like, almost like maybe like a tactic or like a, kind of like a certain flow that you do to kind of approach that? Or are you just like, I'm just posting when I'm posting?
I just post. I used to have like the feed grid that I was trying to perfect, and I'm just like, I don't have time and energy for that. And like when I do like a new shoot, I want to like bump that up the feed, and I'm like, it doesn't fit the vibe, and I'm like, I just don't care anymore. I just don't care. Like,
just post it. It's just like, it's just going.
Post it. I just like, my account is my account. Like, I will post educational. I'll post a personal dump. I'll post a random reel about a product that I'm loving. I'll post a whole product dump of just like things I'm loving that help my business, whether it's like cute clothes I love wearing to shoots, or like products that I use for shooting more uniquely, or whatever. It's just stuff that I use in my car that helps me. I don't know. And then I just share like random content from sessions. I just like don't care anymore. I just
you just share it. So I really love when you share your outfits that you wear to sessions, because I also think that as photographers who are younger, it's like, what do we wear to a shoot? What do we not wear to a shoot? Like, what are we supposed to be dressing like? And so I think that's something that I also feel like I've really loved about your page in general. It's like, oh, literally anything I need. Oh, Dawn's probably got a suggestion. She's got this. I just need to go do a stock. She's got an outfit. She's got a tip. She's got an organizational system. Like, and I think that's so great, because they're just, there's so many questions that we like have every day. It's like, how should we do this? What should we be wearing? What's the best way to look professional? But also like little things. Like I know, gosh, it's been forever now, but you posted about the Instax Evo and how you print from there. That and I was like, I love that. I think I saw maybe it on TikTok. And then like, I was like talking about it. And I was like, I really want one. And then my boyfriend bought me one for Valentine's Day. And I'm like, love her. She's awesome. And so I just love that you have kind of a space where anybody could come to it and find something that can help them kind of either just minimize their workflow or just the tips and tricks and ideas. Particularly your you have a lot of tips on like cinematic storytelling and prompting your couples. And is there anything that you do going into a session that maybe you kind of possibly like prepare your couples with on the way that you shoot, or kind of like break down how your session's gonna go, or just like anything like to that like extent?
I send a questionnaire. I send like an email that goes with that. That's kind of like, help me know you so I can photograph you and not like who I want you to be, in a sense. Or like how I like, they'll send me a Pinterest inspo and I'll send it back being like, this is what I'm reading from your Pinterest inspo, versus like, you want these exact poses. Like if a lot of them are girl twirling in grass and guy spinning or whatever, you know, like I'm like, okay, you want a lot of movement, you want big, exaggerated, fun, playful vibes, whimsical vibes. And like I will say all those words back to them. And when I'm at the sessions too, I'm very so much of it comes from just personal experience, like having my husband and I be photographed by so many different photographers, because I love hiring different photographers because I love all their different styles, and I love like getting that, and I also love learning from them. Like I don't just ask them, I'm not like, I don't do like a mentorship, I ask them questions, but like I observe and I listen to how they talk to us, and I also am aware of like how they treat us before the shoot with emails and how we receive the gallery. Like I'm not like judging, I just love to like learn and just, you know,
see how everybody does everything. We all do everything so differently, so to me that's interesting too.
Like if you've never paid somebody for photos and you're a photographer, that needs to be your next homework piece, is to pay somebody else to take your photos, whether it's branding, couples, family, whatever it may be. Go do it, because trust me, like being on the other side of that experience is so humbling and like great to learn of like how your client feels or how you felt during that and all of it. But with that said, like my husband and I are very similar heights, and he's only a couple inches taller than me. He's had back surgery. I'm not like a small girl. I'm 5'8". Like I'm not tiny. Wow. No, I know. Most people think I'm way shorter.
You give off short. Like you give off like little short. You give off. I'm 5'1", so like to me, like I would. I never thought you were 5'8". Actually, that's so funny.
I'm not small. Like I'm definitely more like athletically built. I'm all leg. My torso is like literally like less than the size of my hand. So like I'm legs. Like you order a pair of jeans, I'm ordering longs. Like and they're just right on me. Like
I can't relate. I can't relate at all. I can't relate.
I'm pretty much always in like shorts or like high waters because nothing fits me right. Like it's actually so annoying. And my arms are like the longest things ever. So like my husband's not gonna like pick me up and spin me. Like you'll probably never see a photo of him like picking me up and spinning me all like woo, or like being like the straddle pickup and like I'm like spinning in the air. Like no, like that's not cute for us. Like not at all.
It's not working for us. No.
And like we've been asked to like snuggle very weirdly and like like really weird. And like we've been asked to fake laugh at shoots. Like okay, not fake laugh, like just like on the spot. He's so blunt that he would just be like,
no.
He just goes, no. And I'm like,
hey, you gotta like fake laugh for me.
No, I don't want him to, because I don't want that either. And so like when you are shooting, like when you're photographing like a cinematic or storytelling session, you can't just ask a couple to fake laugh. If you're photographing just a shoot where they want you to tell them exactly what to do, you know, yearbook photo, turn your chin this way and tilt and hand and like more robotic, you can say fake laugh. Because then they just go, like, you know. But, like, if you want them to have their own vulnerable emotion, whether it's laughter or, you know, more like empathetic, sweet, soft, intimate vibes, like, you have to get them there. And it comes so much with, like, you being vulnerable, your communication, your energy at the shoot, and, like, not just saying fake laugh or sit there, put your arm around him, and not kiss him. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that just, like, isn't right to me. And so I think with all the highs and lows of our photo shoot experiences, I've been very sensitive to learn like how I want to like go about like how I photograph weddings, how I photograph couples and families, especially now as a mom, like
absolutely
seeing how that is like there's just such a level to that. And so I think the biggest thing for me is like one, like, you know, getting to a shoot and just making sure I'm telling, even if it's a cinematic vibe, I'm not making their movie a movie that I made up in my head. I'm making the movie about them, and that's totally fine. If you want to be like, I want to go into this shoot and make it The Notebook and they are Noah and Allie, sick. If your couple is down to be Noah and Allie, then you have the right couple and the right theme and everything's set, you know. But if your couple's like, we want our love story photographed, but you're trying to tell them to be Noah and Allie, that's
it doesn't correlate with one another.
No.
They just don't go together.
No, but if they're like, we want a rainy make-out session, boat, all that, then you can make their love story in the same like vibe, but
Absolutely.
Like still telling it their story way,
like,
you know.
Your rodeo session that you just posted,
that was so
to
fun.
me that like embodies what you're saying perfectly. Where like a couple, their thing, the thing that they love, the way that they dress, all the things, and then you incorporated that into like that session, guys. If you have not seen it, you must. Insane. Actually insane.
Literally the scariest night of my entire life. We went the night before with my husband and my kids, and I'm like a big rodeo girl. I love the rodeo. I love horses. I grew up around all of that my whole life, and we go every year. And I was like, I want to do a rodeo shoot so bad. And this is like some friends of mine that I had like asked to model for me. She was one of my past seniors like years ago, and we get to the rodeo the night before, and there's no one there. Like, I'm taking photos like for all this like inspo of like where I want to shoot. I'm like stalking the whole time, like location scouting, like how do I want to shoot this? Okay, the light's really good this time. We need to be here at this time tomorrow. Like I had a plan, right? Oh no, we get there the next day. I'm there half hour early because I just went at the wrong time, and so I'm like, oh, I'm so early, like whatever, I'll just hang out and wait. No, the parking, you couldn't even get into the parking lot. It was so insane. The night before, I was parked in the front. We were like almost late, and we were parked right in front of the rodeo. Like no line, no problem, just walked right in. Oh no!
What a joy that is! Oh my gosh!
I think there was like 200 people the night we went. I think there was 2,000 people the night that we went with the shoot. And so all the shots that I'm like, okay, I want to shoot here, here, and here. I'm like, there are people, and I'm an introvert to my core. I'm a redhead. I turn neon red if I'm embarrassed or nervous. And I'm a lobster, you guys. I was a full tomato lobster. I was shaking. I was
literally.
Literally, as I'm waiting for the couple to show up, they're like at this point, like I've been there for half hour. They're still not there because they're in the line to get parking too. Like they left way after me, and they were still gonna be there early. And they were like, they knew they were a little bit late, which is not a problem. We didn't expect that, you know?
Yeah.
No, I'm texting all my friends, shaking. Voice notes, I'm freaking out. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I can't do this, you guys. I can't do this. I have to shoot in front of like 600 people tonight. Like, I literally, like, and this is my hometown.
That's terrifying. Literally terrifying.
I don't want to run into. Like, oh, it was so scary. But my clients are such extroverts that they were just like, they didn't give a shit. Yeah. And so I just like was like, your energy is my energy. You don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. And I told them, I was like, I'm nervous. And they were like, okay, like no worries. Like we're not nervous. I'm like, okay, I'm not nervous then.
We're good. We've got this. We're good. We're all good. We're all good here.
And we just owned it. We just had so much fun. I was like, hey, I had a game plan, but we have to change the game plan because there's people and they're sitting in the spots that I want to shoot.
There were so many people.
But it was crazy because like everything just aligned. Like we shot at the top of the bleachers at first, and it was like an empty spot that we got, and the light was great, and everyone was like looking at us like, that's so cool. And I was like, okay, good. And then we went down.
At least everybody like thought it was cool, and they weren't like, what are these weirdos?
Yeah, and I made sure not to shoot any angles that really got people's faces in it, you know. So it's like not to make people feel like I'm like taking photos of them, which would feel weird, right?
Yeah.
And then we like go, I was like, hey, let's go down. I don't really know what I want to do next, but I saw some really pretty light like farther out from the top of the bleachers. And I was like, let's walk that way. But as we walked down, we saw this epic like shadow spot. I was like, you guys, my shadow is
You stand right there. Go right there.
Oh, and it was gone within like 20 minutes. So like if we had stayed up any longer or been any later to the shoot, it wouldn't have been there. And I'm like, okay, everything's aligning. It's like after the two spots that I really wanted to align were aligning like really well, and like things were happening like based off of like my mood board and like the vibes I wanted. I was like, I calmed down so much. And then we had to do the hanging upside down photo because I knew I wanted that. Oh, there was hundreds of people in front of these freaking like railings, fencing, whatever that's called. And my girl, she's just like I said, extrovert, and she's like, I think this is a good spot, and just like goes up to this group of people and she's like, hey, can we hang over here for a photo? And
I would have turned bright red. I literally would have like bright red.
I was shaking, and all the people were like, yeah, not a problem. And they move over. My clients have to like, the guy, we told him, we're like, you're gonna have to hang upside down. He thought I was trolling this whole time. So he's like, all right, like leaning up on it. And I was like, no,
actually, you're gonna like hang upside down.
Like, get your legs up there and hang upside down. And he was like, you want me to what? And I was like, are you down? He's like, well, yeah. And she's already like going for it. And then I'm shooting film and my digital camera, and then I had like my phone like for like BTS, and then I had like my Meta Ray Bands to film BTS and me doing BTS, whatever, for me shooting. So
You
like
got all the things
going,
yeah.
and I go to take the photos, and I didn't realize that I hit record on my digital camera, and I was like, why is it being so weird? And I'm like shaking. Everyone's waiting for me to get them to be done so they can move back into their spot so we can leave. And they hop down, and I was like, I'm so sorry, everybody. You guys need to go back up.
You're going right back up there. I hit a button and I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on.
Like, literally, they go back up, and I was like, hold it, like taking photos, dropping camera, picking up the camera, making sure everything got it. And I was like shaking, and then they got down, and I was like, okay, I just need a second. Like, I'm literally shaking. Everyone's like, that shoot was so cool and so sweet and effortless. And I was like,
no.
I wish you guys could know the anxiety roller coaster that like had to happen to create said shoot.
No, literally, I have had so many shoots, like, on numerous occasions that, like, they're not going how I wanted them to, the light's not working, I'm, like, so anxious, or I'm anxious going into it, and I'm, like, so nervous, and nothing's happening, and, like, you know, they end up and they look like they look great, but, you know, photography is not for the anxious girlies. We have to power through. We just have to power through and pretend that we're not, like, you know, absolutely just dying of, like, mortification, embarrassment, you know, we're just trying to hold it together. That's so funny.
One of those things
That's so funny.
I felt like if I was at any other rodeo where I didn't know the people in the town, it wouldn't have bothered me nearly as much, because I'm like, I feel like you're like, you know how when you go to a new state or like a new country, like no one knows me, I can just like, as an anxious girly, you can just be somebody that no one knows. But like there, I'm like, how many people from my high school are standing behind me right now, like judging me or whatever? And I just had to get to the point where I was like, I just don't give a shit, because the photos are sick, my client's sick, the light's amazing, we've hit every spot and more that I wanted. Like, I should just be stoked. And then of course, like, one of the last photos I take, there's like a group of drunk frat boys, and I was in a sorority, so I remember the days, but I was like taking pictures. They're not in front of me too, like my clients are way up in the bleachers and I'm on the ground. And so I look at them just taking photos of like the tree above me, and like just being like a weirdo girl with a camera at a rodeo taking photos of just like nonsense. Not the rodeo,
but like random stuff.
Literally. And so I'm just like, what? Like, and then these guys start yelling like, camera girl, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to do this. And so I just kept taking photos, and to get to my clients, I would have either had to go like all the way around the bleachers or like past them. And as my clients coming back down, I was like, I'm going all the way around, and I just like ran so I could like not walk in front of these dumb drunk boys. And I was just like, I don't want to deal with this.
I would have done that too.
Take a picture of me, like, and I'm like, you guys are so annoying. Like, I don't have the energy for you. I'm already an anxious mess. Like, go away. Like,
this is not helping. I will say that's something that like really stresses me out during a shoot, when like random people will come up and they'll like start talking, and I'm like, you're so kind, but like you have thrown me off. Like that literally happened to me the other day. I was shooting an elopement, and we were in the mountains, and we were like up at the top of this like big like beautiful spot, and this like old couple came up, and they had their like grandchildren. They were so sweet, and they were like, did you guys get married today, and this and that, and I'm like trying to like get to the we were like walking, and I'm like trying to get to the spot before other people don't get to the spot, and I'm like, I have a vision, and then they like, and I was like, and then they just kept talking, and then they sat, and then they watched us, and I was like,
no,
you're making me so anxious, can you please leave? Like, you said what you needed to say about this, we can move on now.
It's so hard. I feel like sometimes I have to like I want my creative brain at these shoots, but as like an anxious ADHD girly, I'm like, I feel like I have to sometimes put a persona in my head that like, you are not anxious, you are not introverted in any slight bit, you are the most confident, creative human, nobody around you bothers you or distracts you. Because like, I just shot at like a horse ranch in the Tetons, and I shot like, we had a wrangler who helped us and with the horses, and like I'm really comfortable with horses, but like my clients were too, but still having to like move the horses where I want them and tell my clients where to pose. I'm used to doing that when it's just like my clients and their horses, but when you have a wrangler, I'm like, okay, you only have 1 hour and you have to do everything you need with the clients in 1 hour. And so I'm like, I need to utilize his help because he's here to help. He's paid to help.
Yeah, this is his purpose, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I need to stop being like dumb and just be like, I can do it myself, like, and be like, hey, do you mind moving the horses 2 more inches here? Can you get them to face like this way instead of this way? You know, whatever. But then he would just sit there right like near me and just watch. And I'm like, I hate this so much. But I'm like, he was so nice. And like in my like initial feeling, I'm like, oh, he's just gonna be watching, and like I have to ask him for help, which is annoying. And like I'm a people pleaser too, so I'm like, I don't want to make him get up.
It's like, I'm so sorry. Can we please move them? Can we do this? Like, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I was like, he's like, this is my job. And I was like, how many shoots do you do a week? And he's like, oh, probably like at least like 2 or 3 days. And I was like, oh, like you like this. He's like, yes. And I was like, okay, now I'm going to use your help. I'm going to be
chosen. You do enjoy this. I feel better.
And like, I was even more embarrassed. Like, I set up like extra like tripod behind me because I knew that we had such a short limited time that I was like, I really want to get BTS and me doing this, but like I set up like my DJI like Osmo camera on a tripod to like track and film me working, because I thought that'd be cool for like educational content, whatever. Yeah. And I was like so embarrassed at first, and he was like, whoa, is that one of those tracking cameras? I was like, yeah. He's like, those are sick. I was like, okay, we're friends. Like, you're not judging me.
You got this. We're besties now.
Cool. Like, and I don't know why my brain goes to immediate like, they're judging me, they don't want to help me, they don't want to do this, but like I just build that up in my head, and it makes me freak out at shoots, and then I can't be creative. So I was like, have to like get all that out of my head,
to take like a deep breath.
Totally. And like I was so creative after that, and I was so proud of all the work I shot that day. I'm like so stoked, and like I just, every time that I let myself not take that deep breath and not get out of that dumb negative mindset is when I would consider for myself a fail. My clients would probably still be happy with their photos, but like I consider for myself like, I failed. Why did I freak out? Like, that was dumb. I don't know. Yeah. It's just so dumb.
I definitely think that, do you ever leave a shoot and you're like, God, like, I bet they just, like, hated me. Like, I was so annoying. Like, this is not, I hope that they, like, thought that I was...
Why did I... Yeah.
Why did I have to say that with that tone? Why did I, you know, you're in silence on the way home, and you're replaying every single moment from the shoot, and you're like, oh my God, they hate me. And then they like, you know, they send you a message after like, oh my gosh, we had the best time tonight. You're like, okay, maybe I'm not as annoying as I think that I am, you know, but it's just like, it's like our minds like are working against us. But I do think that like, that's something that sometimes, like, obviously clients don't even know or understand, like, the amount that we're juggling mentally during a session is so overwhelming. Like, it's so much, it's so many things to keep track of, keeping your clients happy, making sure that you've hit every prompt that you're wanting to do, and you're directing them accordingly, and they don't feel uncomfortable. Because I do think that there's sometimes that photographers, you know, don't always like you almost have your couple do something, but you're not even understanding that maybe like you're not really looking for the fact that maybe they don't like this, or they think this is weird, or this is, you know, not natural for them. For me, I really like to approach my sessions in more of a natural way, so that couples don't feel like weird or like I'm overwhelming them or whatever. Yeah. But it's so much to juggle all of the things, and then you get to like a location that you want to shoot at, and there's like 1 million people there. There's, you know, somebody coming up to stop and chat, and you're like, you have to be adaptable to every situation that you're walking into. And I think because even you can communicate amazingly with your client online, but sometimes you get in person with them and you aren't really like, you're not really vibing with them. It's just not the vibe.
Yeah. No, I feel like I've had to like, it's so funny because I think I used to struggle, I still do, with like the people surrounding me. And like, if I'm at a busy location, I get like, if there's other photographers, like, am I in their way? Like, are we sharing location? Like, all these other things, like, that really stresses me out more. But now I've gotten to the point where I'm like really confident with my clients, even when I need a second. I've really come to the like understanding that is okay. Like, we're allowed to breathe at a shoot. We're also allowed to not know what the heck we're supposed to do next. Like, I think a lot of newer photographers maybe, or people who just also deal with anxiety, like, struggle with like the feeling, the need to like always have the next thing going for the client. And like, we're creatives. We're not supposed to be posing robots or just like knowing what we're going to do next. So like, I will communicate to a couple, like, when we get to, we'll walk all the way to the location where we're starting, whatever, and then I'm like, okay, let's drop our stuff here. We're gonna go back over here actually, and we're gonna like ease into the shoot, and then we're gonna ease into this, and then if we move to another spot, I'm like, okay, I actually really want to get, and I will vocalize all this. I'm like, I really want to get a photo of you guys getting from point A to point B. So just like leave your stuff here. We'll come back and get it in a sec, or like I'll carry it, but like, I just want you guys to walk over there just to like give yourself a sec, and I'm just gonna photograph that. And, like, don't worry about your bodies or whatever. And then when we're there, I'm like, I'm very, like, I feel like I pose cinematically, but I still shoot very storytelling. So, like, I'm still, like, if we're at a river, I typically would have them, like, skip rocks or pick flowers or, like, sit in the grass and talk. Like, if we're at, like, a coffee shop, I want them to actually order a coffee and, like, hang out and, like, chat or play a board game or something that you would naturally already do.
Yeah.
So, like,
me too. Yeah.
things that just feel normal, not just, like, always just sitting there and kissing. And, like, I almost never prompt my couples to kiss. If I am, it's, like, a forehead kiss, a shoulder kiss, a hand kiss. Like, almost never is it, like, a...
I want you guys to, like, kiss now.
Yeah. I never tell them.
Yeah, I
never
agree.
tell them. Like, you can kiss however you want. If you were gonna walk this way, you can hold hands how you want. Like, if you're gonna spin, you can spin on your own, or you can be spun, or you can pick up and spin. Like, I want to see how they interpret a lot of my wording so that it feels
I 100%. I 100% agree. I would say that I find myself saying similar things, like, you know, I'm gonna have you guys walk, like, away from me now, and you can kind of, maybe you can go in and out, maybe you can spin her, maybe you can separate, maybe you can walk apart for a minute, maybe you can come back together, maybe you can pick her up and you can spin her. Like, I'm kind of like, do whatever you want. I find that sometimes I've had to, or at least I do kind of like I like to call it my pre-session, like, spiel, where I, like, you know, like, just, like, break it down for the client, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna give you guys things to do. Obviously, I'm gonna direct you, I'm gonna, you know, give you suggestions and things, but, like, make it your own too, because I can't capture candid moments unless you're being, like, actively candid. And if you're standing here like this, I'm gonna capture you standing there like that. And so it's really fun when a couple really takes that, and then they just kind of, like, do whatever they want. Like, the elopement that I just had, they literally, like, I gave them the direction, I had them kind of sitting where I wanted them to be, but then they just did it, and I didn't have to do anything, I didn't have to say anything, and they just, like, I was like, I want you guys to, like, run down the mountain and, like, maybe separate. And then she was like, do you want to do, like, to him, she was like, do you want to do the one that you wanted to do from the Pinterest board? Didn't know what she was talking about. And they, like, ran down the mountain, and then he, like, turned and he picked her up and he spun her around, and her veil was in the air, and I was like, oh my god, my life's complete. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, this is great. And so I think that there's also clients who hear me when I say that, but they don't always, like, you know, take that, you know, and that's where, like, that extra direction comes in. But definitely I would say I approach it like you do, where whatever you would be doing here naturally, that's what I want you to do. I don't want you to do something, like, right here that you would never in a million years think
literally
to do by a lake.
It's, like, so funny when they do that, but I'm like, oh, what? Do you guys normally sit like that? They're like, no. I'm like, then don't do that. Like, that's so weird. Like,
it's like, just sit. Sometimes, like, if I don't really know what I want, like, my couple to do, and I don't really have an idea, or I'm, like, trying to think of, like, the new things, you know, I'll be like, I want you guys to just, like, go sit. I just want you to sit naturally how you normally do, like, just kind of snuggle up, like, just be natural. And then that, like, gives me space to, like, think about what I obviously want to do next. But I do, what do I want to do next? But I do think giving clients that space to be with each other too, so that they can kind of have those moments at a session where, you know, you're not, like, right here just, like, in their face, like, you know, being, like, overwhelming. It's like I really love your photos, particularly because you have such a extensive variety within your galleries, and you do a lot of photos that are really, really, really far away, and they're, like, really tiny in the frame. And I think that gives the couple space to, you know, stand on a side of a cliff and be like, oh my gosh, we're, like, standing on a side of a cliff, like, on the Oregon coast. Like, how cool is this? And it gives them that, you know, time also. So I would agree with you on that, about just, like, making your clients not do things that are really weird. I just see some stuff online that I'm like, why did you make them do that? I don't know. I would be uncomfortable if that was me. But, you know.
Like, the craziest posting I've done lately was the rodeo one. But, like, it was just a vibe. You just had to go crazy. But, like, if I'm just in a river spot with a couple, I just want them to, like, be at a river and just be. I don't know. Yeah. It's just different.
I definitely think so. Do you, maybe more so in times of, like, burnout, or times when you feel like you are lacking possibly, like, creativity, let me start over. When you're lacking creativity, would you say that there's anything that you try to kind of do or focus on that maybe almost takes you back to why you decided to be a photographer and you fell in love with photography in the first place, to kind of maybe ground yourself and take a step back and be like, you know, this is what I need to do to kind of regroup and, you know, kind of re-fall in love with this job again.
I think just like creative shoots, like just doing something that like I've been dreaming of doing. The rodeo one was for me. Like that was a show I've always wanted to do. I've seen the fairground shoots. I've seen, you know, shoots just out in like public type things like that before. Like people do them at like the bar, the pool table's really big right now, you know, like that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I just love the rodeo. Like I just feel like the colors and the vibes. And even like after the shoot, now having edited it, I'm like, I have so many ideas if I were to do it again, like to do it differently. Like in such a fun way. And I don't know, just getting to be creative. And I edit that one very differently than I edit most of my shoots, because I wanted to push myself creatively that way too. And just that kind of thing is just, it's fun. Like it was fun. Actually, it was actually really hard to find inspo for that. And so I was like, okay, like totally. what can I do out here? Like, you know, and so it was really cool to go the day prior and scout. That helps my brain a lot, is to like go and scout and see things and see them differently, walk around things and like look at them and be like, okay, where could I put a couple in this mix and what would I be making them do in said spot? And so it just feels natural versus like editorial I don't know how to do editorials. Like that's like really hard for me to like pose more fashion or more unique. I'm not creative in that way. So
me either.
That is hard for me for sure. So I don't know, just like finding ways to push myself, and that one to me felt creative and more editorial than I've ever done. And so it was just really fun to be like that and just try something new and see.
Absolutely.
I don't know, helped inspire me, and it did, because I've had shoots since, and it just feel like I've like feel different at the shoots I've done since then, and just feels like I just feel more confident then, just like in a way that like I didn't before. So it's fun. I love it.
Totally. I totally can get on with that about the creative shoots. I feel like for me, well, also, you know, like people don't know what they don't know, and they don't see, like maybe somebody loves the rodeo and then they're like, but they would never think like, oh, you know, I would love photos at the rodeo. And then it's like, maybe they see your page and they're like, oh my gosh, well, she's already down to be there. She already knows what it's like. She already like is comfortable in that environment. It's like, oh, let's now hire her to do something. And then that's where like those like creative sessions, you know, kind of come into. But I think that like getting creative can be so beneficial, because sometimes even with beautiful locations, it's like you can shoot there a million times, but sometimes it just like, it gets like almost like tiring. You're like, I don't know how many more times I can run in a field. Like I'm out, you know, I want something new. Yeah. And I think as creatives, you know, having that constant kind of want to be pushing ourselves creatively with like editing. Like I did a shoot a couple months ago where it was like in the middle of the day and it was super harsh light, like full sun. And that was like really fun. I love those. I'm obsessed with how those came out. But obviously I was like nervous. I was like, am I gonna like these? Am I gonna like what am I gonna do, like shooting these like in my camera? Like, should I try something new or different? Should I try like a higher aperture? Should I whatever like the thing was, you know? And so I definitely think that was like a way for me to like push myself creatively. And now I'm like, oh, I'm good shooting in midday sun all day long. Like that was so fun. I love those. So I do think that like just getting creative can be so beneficial, and you learn so many like new things, maybe about lighting or maybe about like how to like to pose your couple. But would you say that you have any other creative shoots that you kind of are dreaming up that you want to do, or is that like your main one for like the moment?
I want to do a fair shoot really bad, because I just feel like I have so many ideas since the rodeo shoot. Like we have a fair coming up next week that I really want to do a shoot for, and I have a new preset pack I'm working on. I have a whole shoot campaign that I've been planning in the background for that, and I'm really pumped on that. It's something I've never done, I don't ever see, and I'm like really, really, really excited. So that's a secret, but I'm very excited about it.
Well, I can't wait to see what you do. I'll look out for your preset pack launch. But I'm just so grateful that you decided to do this with me today, and just I love you and I love your work, and I can't wait to see all the things that you continue to create and the things that you continue to release. And I'm going to be waiting with bated breath for your fair shoot, because you must do one, and I must see them, and I'm just so excited for this, and I just am so grateful that you decided to do this with me today. So yeah.
No, seriously, thank you so much for having me. And just like, I mean, I love your work. I love your podcast. I think it's so fun what you're doing. And I was just really excited to do this with you. So thank you so much. And it was honestly so fun just chatting. And like, we're in such different stages of our business in different areas of the States. And it's cool to hear like how many similarities we have. So that was really, really fun to kind of like yap about our ridiculous, crazy business. Like, it's cool.
Because it's just a ridiculous, crazy business, but it is so fun to know like, oh nope, this is a universal experience, this is the same. Literally. And also I'm so much younger than you also, and so you know it is like sort of reassuring as well to know as a young person like, well, you know, it's still going to be difficult 15 years from now, you're still going to be struggling, you're still going to have the things, but at least it's validating. At least it's validating. So well, this will wrap up today's episode of Real Talk with Soph. I'm so grateful for everybody listening. If you've made it this long, comment your favorite part about the episode, and definitely go check Dawn out if you haven't. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. Bye.